Hey, look, just something really quick before the show starts. Google Android, they've got an Easter egg. Jace, tell us all about the Easter egg in the Google Android.
Yeah, in Google Now, if you've got that running on your phone, which all the latest ones do, just click on the voice activation microphone and say the following and listen to the result. It's really funny and really good for Whovian geeks.
That's right, and that's all in respect of course, to the Doctor Who 50th anniversary coming up 23rd of November. So do that through the show starting credits. Okay, see you soon. Bye.
When am I?
The present, of course. TARDIS functionality is still undergoing development. Sorry.
Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads web hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads web hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
Hello, episode 367, Aussie Tech Heads, 14th of November. Auspicious day? No, not really. Thursday? Yep, that's about it. But welcome, Aussie Tech Heads. Welcome to the lounge. aussietechheads.com.au/live. Apologies if you've gone to the Aussie Tech Heads /podcast site in the last couple of days. It's been down. Oh, big sad face. Yeah, it's been down. So, but it's fixed now. Although it is a little slow. But I thought it was a little slow, but I'm going to try and fix it up. I'm going to just update all the couple of little plugins and stuff. So we'll just see how it goes. Also, thanks to techwebcast.info, they have a replay of their show before our show every Thursday night, if you can understand that. And it depends on how long their show goes for. But if you tune in at 7 o'clock, there's no doubt there's going to be Thursday night tech night with those guys kicking off, and then us at around about 7:30, or a bit of yibba and a yabba from 7:30 till we actually start. So come and join us. And don't forget the Aussie Tech Radio, AUSSIE Tech, TECH Radio.com, Shoutcast Radio, 24/7 tech shows, New Zealand and Australian tech shows. So 24/7. Come in anytime you like, and you're bound to hear something interesting. So try that out and go to that website, and it'll tell you how to connect if you don't know how. So good stuff. Let's jump into the introduction of tonight's hosts. And let's go down to, and we're not going to forget Shane's tech history tonight. First off the rank it's going to be. So we're going to do Jason first. Hey, Jace. How you doing?
Hey, how's it doing?
Good. What's been happening with you? Anything exciting?
No, I'm sort of planning maybe to move to Melbourne next year. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's a big trip, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh,
haven't lived there before. I've lived up your end of the world, but not down that end.
It's a bit colder down there, isn't it?
Yeah, cold and rainy all the time.
Yeah, like my grandma.
4 seasons in one day.
Yeah, like my grandmother used to say. She'd go, Melbourne, it's 3 months winter, 9 months bad weather. So that was her
Has she been to
summation.
England too?
That's right. That was her summation of it. But I'm sure it's not that bad. Everyone in Melbourne listening, I'm sure it's not that bad. And Shane, how you going?
I'm doing well, Glenn. Warlock, yeah, doing good. Had a good week this week.
Good.
Still doing the job hunting. Had a job interview this morning, hence the kind of half decent clothing. And yeah, so hopefully I'll hear something next week. But I've been applying all over the place. I've been applying Perth, Canberra, Brisbane, Adelaide.
Wow.
I haven't done Melbourne or Sydney because they're kind of a bit too busy for me.
Everywhere, man. Everywhere, man.
Yeah, well, you might be. So
have car, will travel.
So moving is not an obstacle for you then? You're obviously keen to just go wherever the work is?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
See you down in Melbourne next year.
So, like, it's just you guys over in Perth, like your family and family in Perth, or are they scattered, or what's going on there, or you just don't care?
No, I mean,
just move.
Well, a bit of that. Mum and dad, obviously, they live about 15, 20 minutes away. One brother's we're all we're all kind of about 15, 20 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
Maria's family is a little bit more spread. The mum and dad are about 15, 20 minutes away.
Right.
One brother's in the Navy, so when he's home, he's about an hour away, and the other brother's about half an hour, 45 minutes away, and he's just come out of the Navy.
Yeah, right.
So,
all right. Well, good luck. Good luck. Hope you get something this week. I'm sure you'll get something soon enough with all your talents, your hidden talents. And just tell them to watch the show. You'll get something like that.
I actually mentioned it this morning in the interview.
Oh, jeez. And
why I'm on my best behaviour tonight, just in case they're watching.
Oh, let's hope the stream's
This is
working.
your second part of your interview.
Yeah.
They won't use the Facebook. They'll just watch the stream, see what you like. Well, thankfully, Shane, you've got a shirt on this week.
Weirdos that he hangs out with. Jeez, we're not going with that one.
That's right. Yeah, so we would appreciate no nude runs this week, Shane, on the stream. Okay, thanks very much. Okay.
No worries.
Now, this week in tech, what's tech history? Thanks to your Tom Merritt's chronology of tech. What gems have you got for us?
All right, so I put a whole bunch up there, and I've highlighted probably all the techie ones. So I'm going to quickly buzz through them. It's going to be more than the 4 that I normally do, but that's all right. November 9, 2004, the Mozilla Foundation released Firefox 1.0. It featured tab browsing and a pop-up blocker.
Well, that's quite revolutionary for the time, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It's a bit kind of blasé now because everyone does it. Although Internet Explorer was the last one to kind of come on board with it, I think.
Oh, yes, but they're the last
normal
for everything. Yes.
Yeah, true. November 10, 1983, Fred Cohen demonstrated a way to insert code into Unix command in order to gain control of systems. His academic advisor, Len Eldenman, the A in RSA, compares the self-replicating code to a virus. It wasn't the first code of its kind, but it's the one that inspired the name.
1983. Wow.
Apparently.
That's a long time ago. 83. I think I was on an Apple back then. Apple.
BZ200.
Oh, God. Yes. Move on.
Moving on. 9 November 10, 1983 as well. Same day.
Limelight.
At the Plaza Hotel in New York, Bill Gates announced Windows. It originally was called Interface Manager until Roland Hansen convinced Gates to change the name.
Oh, dear.
It would take 2 years before Microsoft put it on sale.
That'd be right, wouldn't it? It would be exactly right that Windows, if left to Bill Gates' imagination, would have been called Interface Manager. Well, what would have happened to the Rolling Stones song? We wouldn't have had it in the ad, would we? It would have been,
no.
You can interface manager me up. That just wouldn't have fitted. So, it just wouldn't have worked. Next one.
November 10, 2001, the first Apple iPod went on sale. Analysts agreed that the price of $399 was too high and Apple was too inexperienced in consumer electronics to make it a success. How wrong they were.
How very wrong. How very, 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 very wrong. All right, next one.
November 11, 2006, the Sony PS3 went on sale with a built-in Blu-ray player and hard drive.
Well, you could possibly say that might have been also, that's what killed off the HD TV or whatever it was.
DVD.
That's the one.
Yeah,
HD TV. That's what I'm looking for, yes.
Again, where a better quality gets bloody overrun by marketing crap.
Yes. How much better?
Won't be Blu-rays when it first comes out either.
The PS4 will be what, sorry?
Won't play Blu-ray movies when it first comes out. They'll patch it later with an update to the firmware.
Oh, really? Why would they do that?
Yeah.
Because they can.
Obviously, they put a Blu-ray player in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a Blu-ray player.
Yeah. So how much, did anyone ever have a look at HD DVD? Like to see the quality? Like,
I thought it was looking pretty cool. It probably would have won out because I like the idea that the discs were in a plastic case, so you couldn't get fingers on it, so the kids would be able to scratch it or get crud on it for their cake and stuff.
Yes.
But
yes.
It's better for them if the kids do, because then you have to buy 10 copies of Littlest Mermaid and Cars and
true.
all the Pixar movies.
Yes. Well, I suppose Sony lost round 1, which was the VHS/beta war. So I guess it's only fair that they win round 2, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
why not?
Yeah, that's
Give them a go.
swings and roundabouts. You know, it's all fair in formats
Love
and
them all.
things. Right, yeah. Quick, do the last two.
All right, November 12, 1990, Tim Berners-Lee published the formal proposal for Hypertext project. The proposal refers to a web of information nodes, the implementing a browser and implementing browsers. The project eventually became the World Wide Web.
Cool.
November 13, 1982, a 15-year-old Scott Safran of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, set the world record score in asteroids. His record stood for 27 years, the longest running high score in video game history.
So,
And the last one, drum roll. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, so it stood for 27 years. So that means that someone in, 2009? No. Is that right? 2009 beat his record. So who's playing? Oh, that's insane. Why would you want to play Asteroids for that long? I remember playing Asteroids on the Atari, on the Apple II. And I think
Have you seen The King of Kong?
No. Is it good?
It's a movie about a couple of guys who are even still this day competing to be the number one highest top score for Donkey Kong.
Oh, right. Jeez.
Yeah, they
right.
got video of the guys video themselves playing it, and there's this guy who's there playing. He's like, okay, we go up here now. You can do this trick, and if you go across like this, then it'll confuse this. And then his son in the background goes, Dad, can you help me with my homework? Yeah, later, son. Okay, and then you go over.
So,
Dad, I need help too. No, I'm going to get the highest score.
Is it like a documentary or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to have a look for it.
Really big rival thing, and there's a lot of controversy because the guy who was the number one all the time was the favorite, and everybody was rooting for him all the time. This other guy came in with proof that he could do it, and he actually sat down there and did it in front of everybody, and they recorded the whole thing.
Yeah,
and then the guy who was the original top score, who said that he wouldn't show up to this recording of this other guy live for the Guinness World Records and everything, said, nah, screw you, I'm not going to even bother turning up. And then he just, when this guy was getting up to the high score, he just sort of wanders in past him, and you're like, oh, this guy's just trying to put him off. And then he finishes and gets the top score, and then this other guy's like, watch this, I got on a VHS, and he puts the tape in, they watch it, and then it gets close to a high score before it's going to clock over the machine. And then the video goes all scrambled, and then it comes back and it's got this top score, and everybody's like, oh, well, he won. And they're like, no, hang on, this looks like very dodgy work here.
Yes.
That somebody has hacked the machine or something. And they said, no, he can have it. We love him. He's great. And gave it to him. And the other guy had to fight again to try and get the top score. But nobody actually saw him record this or do it or anything. He just produced this tape. And because he was the number one from before, everybody thought, oh, yeah, we love him. So we'll say he's definitely beaten the score.
Oh,
so it's really interesting documentary.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I think you might have mentioned that before on the show, but I've written it down, so hopefully I remember, and I'll go looking for that again. But, but we all know what happened to the high score in Frogger, don't we, on Seinfeld? So hopefully...
Yeah, it's funny.
I need holes, Jerry. I need holes.
And then they're pushing it across the road and the trucks are coming past.
That's right. That's pretty funny. Good old Georgie.
What is it? My last one?
Yes, please.
Yep.
All right, November 15, 2001, Microsoft entered the game console with the first Xbox going on sale in North America. It pitted Microsoft against Sony's PS2 just 3 days before Nintendo's GameCube went on sale.
Good old GameCube, eh? Good stuff. All right, thanks, Shane. That was quite interesting, that King of Kong. I'm going to go and look for that for sure. Now, the bandwidth for Aussie Tech Heads is brought to you by the Aussie Tech Heads web hosting, athwebhosting.com.au. It does what it sounds like it does. It provides hosting. So if you need a host for your website, go and check out the plans. From $5.95, but most plans probably sit around $6.95 per month. So cheap as chips. Good stuff. All right, now let's start with Microsoft. Telling their employees to take a day off. Well, maybe not a day off, stay at home, they're saying. It's a Microsoft Australia telework initiative. Goes global. Now, next week, for those of you who don't know, is National Telework Week. So you want to tell your boss you want to work from home. And Microsoft Australia jumped in early and told staff to stay home last Thursday. The initiative, which was led by the Microsoft Managing Director Pip Marlowe. Now, you might know Pip, good old Pip Marlowe, if you watched the interrogation of the Senate into Microsoft's pricing scandal. Well, I'm pretty sure she was the one. She looked like the same lady. She looked like the one that fronted up to the Senate committee. So Pip Marlowe saw Microsoft's giants 830 local workers asked to avoid the office. The spring day out followed a similar summer day out at Microsoft Australia back in February. It was seen as such a success that it has since been embraced globally, with all of Microsoft's 99,000 plus staff taking part this year. Do they have that many working for them? That's huge. Yeah, so how you go? How do you like that, eh? Yeah, cool. All right, Shane, have you got any Microsoft stories? Or you can have a drink if you like.
No, it's all right. No, I've got to cut down.
You want to wet your whistle there, Shane?
The only one that I've got that's Microsoft related is the Xbox One story.
All right. Hit it.
I'm getting a bit of feedback too.
Oh,
now.
Hey?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is it still feeding back?
No, not anymore.
Okay, hit your Microsoft.
All right. Xbox One isn't about to revolutionise TV in Australia anyway. Microsoft this morning revealed the first wave of entertainment apps coming to the new Xbox One console at launch. And given the fuss it's making about watching TV on the Xbox, you'd expect them to be pretty compelling, right?
Right.
Not so much in Australia. And the story goes on to list what's available here and what's available in Australia, what's available here and what's available in America, and what everyone is getting.
Right.
And basically the list is twice as long in America as what it is in Australia. All we get here is Crackle, whatever that is, Muchamina, Muzu TV, Network 10's 10 Play, Quick Flicks, SBS On Demand, TED, and Twitch. Whereas in America, they get Amazon, Crackle, the CW, ESPN, Fox Now, FX Now, HBO Go, Hulu Plus, Michimina or whatever it is, Muzu TV, Netflix, Redbox for Verizon, Target Ticket, TED, NFL, Twitch, Univision,
but
Verizon, Fios TV, Voodoo.
But they might get twice as much, but it's all going half as much as it's just going to be all BS. Like, who wants to watch bloody whatever? Like, we've got Foxtel. There's 100. What is that? How many channels on Foxtel? Must be at least 20. There must be. There's more than that. There must be at least 40. But sometimes I can click on every single channel, except the porn channels, because I don't subscribe to those. But every single channel, and there is nothing on. Nothing on. So, I think it probably reflects the list of the shortage list, or the short list that we're getting, that's going to be launched in Australia, just probably reflects our population, which I don't think is too bad. Crackle, who's heard of Crackle? Machu, whatever that is, Muzu, M-U-Z-U TV. So we know 10's 10 Play, so that's cool. Quick Flicks, we know what that is, but nowhere near as good as what it should be. SBS On Demand, that's pretty cool. TED, that's probably, there's good shows on that. And Twitch, I don't know what that is either. So we'll find out. When's that going? November 22nd? Oh, that's going to be...
So they don't even mention Foxtel for Xbox, which we've already got.
Maybe we don't have that anymore. Maybe they're taking that back.
That's interesting. Twitch is probably Twitch TV, is it?
Yeah,
and
it's
Crackle is movie previews.
Oh, see, that's rubbish. That's BS. What's Machinima? M-A-C-H.
Machinima.
Yeah, Machinima.
Machinima is animations and stuff. Usually it's done like for Minecraft, people take the 3D models out of the game and then create a story with it. I do a voiceover for a Machinima show called Double Team. Okay. And it's a bit like Red versus Blue, where they get the characters out of Halo, and they just have the characters move around and interact with each other, and we do the voices, which get put over the top of it. And the Machinima is the 3D models from these games acting out what we're saying, and they do all the actions.
Right. Oh, okay, cool.
Very big on YouTube. You want to make a lot of money on YouTube, do Machinima, but it's very difficult because it's like stop motion a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And all that
Unless-
claymation crap.
Well, this is done with actual 3D models. So the problem is you have to like move it here and move it there, move it and show where this character is going. You have to walk its legs across here and walk this one across here, unless you've got a really expensive animation package, which will say, take this character, walk him across that way, rotate him this way, jump up and down, and then walk off the screen again or something like that. But you have to manually do all of that yourself.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure why you're not flicking up on the screen there, Jace. But anyway, well,
Did the same thing last week.
did he? We just want to look at you and me. Everyone wants to look at you and me, Shane. That's what it is. All right. Well, while Jace hasn't got the spotlight, well, hopefully he can. What did you find interesting this week, Jace?
Snapchat turned down a $3 billion buyout from Facebook.
Oh.
Wall Street Journal is reporting that Snapchat turned down $3 billion acquisition offer from Facebook. The offer was set to be a completely cash transaction, but Snapchat founder Evan Spiegel held out. Those familiar with the situation say Spiegel won't likely consider any further offers until early next year. Also rebuffed was an investment from Tencent Holdings, a Chinese company that has interest in messaging platforms like Kakao and WeChat. The offer was an investment of $200 million with a valuation of Snapchat at $4 billion. In June, Snapchat raised $60 million in venture capital on the back of an $800 million valuation.
Wow.
So these guys, they're like Mark Zuckerberg. I don't want to sell it. I reckon the value is just going to keep going up forever.
Yep.
So, we could take $3 billion now, or, a couple of years, we could take $20 billion. So we'll wait for that. Thanks.
Well,
Good luck. Everyone thinks they're a bunch of dopes.
Yes, I was just going to say, I hope they know what they're doing, because obviously $3 billion, that'd just set them up for life and beyond. And why wouldn't, if this is your first venture, or, your first, say, successful venture, why wouldn't you take it? Then you could probably invest in 3 or 4 other ventures, and make say your $20 billion through other channels then. But geez, that's a lot of money to be snubbing your nose at.
There's so many messaging apps out at the moment, and it's just going to keep on getting more and more. With the guys from work, we use WhatsApp.
Yeah,
it's pretty good for messaging, and you can send pictures and videos and things. So,
but I suppose
hopefully these guys know what they're doing. But I think from what I was reading further in the article before is that the guy who's backing it was backing Instagram, and he was very annoyed that they sold out at only $1 billion to Facebook because he thought that they could get a lot more than that. So he's telling these guys, "Don't take $3 billion. We can make a ton more money than that."
So he's already made his
buck, I think.
Yeah, he's already made his bill. He's all right. He doesn't care. But I mean, like Snapchat, for those of you who don't know it, it's an app that you send photos with it from one Snapchat user to another Snapchat user, but the photos only last a certain amount of time. Like I'm not sure if you can do a setting, but say they show up on the recipient's phone for say 5 seconds, and then once they've opened up the app and they've seen the photo for 5 seconds, the photo's gone. That's it. That's the deal with this app. So it's like, I don't know, you can send a stupid photo of yourself and you know that, look, it's only going to be in the universe for 5 seconds to the person that you send it to, and there's no way that other person's going to be able to share it.
Unless he's got another phone and takes a photo of that screen, or
yeah, apparently there are hacks around or something. But but I mean, like, $3 billion.
I'd be happy with that, I reckon.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, you watch that show, The Dragon's Den, and the millionaires offer a investment in the company and they'll turn it down. Like these would-be entrepreneurs, they just got their idea. They're just starting out. That's why they need the money, and they're turning investment down and investment and experience down. I don't understand. Yeah. Get it off the ground and go and do the next one. Jeez, that's what an entrepreneur does.
Not really their money. It's all come from the VC guys, and if they just keep pumping money in, then if it goes down, well, it was the VC guys' money, not mine, so it doesn't matter. And if it keeps going up, well, we win. So I guess that's what they look at. Well,
I suppose so. But look, that $3 billion turn down was not the only shock of the week. I'll tell you another shock. BlackBerry shock. Sales.
Dun dun dun.
No, it hasn't died. It's sort of like XP. It just lingers. It's just like it's just dangling and
You know what else lingers, don't you?
yeah, it's one of those. It's just lingering around like an elevator. Now, BlackBerry sales share has increased in Australia, the only region of 9 audited regions by Kantar World Panel where sales didn't fall. The figures showed BlackBerry sales increased by 0.9 points from 0.4% of sales share in the quarter ended September 2012 to 1.3% to the most recent quarter. So this is sales in the quarter to September 2012. So this is before their new phone come out. Before the 10 come out. That's only just been released earlier this year, I believe. The numbers pale into insignificance, even into just inconsequential insignificance to those of iOS, which rose from 25.9% to 32.9%, and Android, which fell from 66.1% to 55.3%. So some of those Android people, they've gone to BlackBerry.
And some went with that shiny gold iPhone, right?
Ah, the gold.
Edge purdy.
Fellow...
Has Michael got his yet?
No. No, he hasn't. Now, Michael being Michael from the Aussie MacZone.com.au. So that's a Mac-related podcast Tuesday nights or on iTunes. So, check that one out as well if you're into Mac. There's a lot, probably concentrating on the Apple and Mac news, iPhones and all that sort of stuff on that show. And Michael, who's one of the hosts on that show, he's ordered his his gold iPhone through a telco and is still waiting for it. Yes, so that's he's very upset.
That was a very smooth segue.
Yes.
I try and slip him in every week.
All right, hit us up, Shane.
All right, I'm going to do the Google Goggles story, the Google Glass story.
Yo.
Google is going to let Google Glass Google is going to let you get Google Glass with prescription lenses in early 2014. A company called Rochester Optical is the one that will be building the prescription lenses. Rochester is also going to be making fashion and sports lenses for glass. There is no word on pricing or styles or anything right now, but the information will almost certainly come to light in the next few months because Google is planning to let anyone buy glass starting at the beginning of next year.
But they're not actual glasses, are they? They just got the little vision thing up here. So why would they like prescription? What is it? So that you wear them as glasses, and so
yeah.
Okay.
It'll be instead of buying a pair of glasses and trying to clip some little camera thing on the top, it'll just have the frames that will fit normal prescription lens in there, and it'll have the thing up there as well.
Yeah, okay.
So it'll be interesting to see how they enforce laws like you're not allowed to wear Google Glass while you're driving and all that kind of stuff. If you say to the cop, well, they're prescription glasses, what can you do about it?
Yeah, interesting. I wonder how they're going to
or the casino or places like that.
Yeah.
Plus, they can do navigation for your GPS, so they can be showing you where you're driving to.
Well, yes, but
it doesn't obstruct or obscure your vision. It's just up the top there, and you have to glance up a bit just to see where it is, or it's just out of the corner of your eye. So it's not like a heads-up display that's across the top of your screen, and you're not T-1000 from Terminator analyzing everything as it goes past. But it's just out of the corner of your eye, so it's not really distracting enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you can quickly look up and see message from Glenn, get on the show tonight, okay? And keep on driving in that time. Hopefully you haven't run over any dogs.
Yeah, so your picture of me and you'll run into a tree. So now, Google Glass, that's good. So hopefully when they become available next year, that'll be fantastic. But they're probably going to be too expensive. But they're hoping to get them down to about 300 or 400, aren't they? Do you reckon they're going to come down that far? Or do you reckon they'll be up 800, 900?
I think they're 15 at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment. But no one will buy them at 15. Only the real squareheads. They're the only ones.
At the moment, the guys who do have them already can send an invitation to their friends to purchase them for 15.
Oh, really? Right. But, I don't know. I'd be inclined to wait. 1,500. If I was one of the guys that did Snapchat, I'd take that $3 billion and buy a pair for sure. Now, do you want to win a Nokia Lumina 520? Go over to geeksphere.tv. They're little New Zealand. Well, I was going to say little New Zealand guys, but they're New Zealand guys.
Not little New Zealand people.
Yeah, it's just tiny little ones. Just they run around in a tiny little village. Just
Follow the yellow brick road.
Just toiling away, doing tiny little things. But if you want to win Geeksphere,
Shane's lost it.
they're
I'm gonna watch their next episode and see whether we get a mention now.
They're New Zealanders with a little podcast. That's what I was trying to get out. And what they do their Geeksphere. GEEKSPHERE.tv. They're giving away a Nokia Lumina 520. It's open to people in Australia as well. So if you wish to enter, all you got to do is just leave a review on the iTunes podcast page. So go to their website, have a look for the instructions on how to win, and I think it closes pretty soon. So I'm just telling you that because the guys put together a nice little podcast with and also video sometimes as well. They try and do a companion cast with a bit of video as well. So that's all good. The comp closed on the November 26th. That's when they will be randomly drawing a winner. So get yourself into some of that action because that sounds like pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Now, Jace, did you have a story, another story, please?
Lumia.
Yeah.
Not Lumina.
Oh, I keep saying Lumina, don't
Lumina. Illumina. Amazon launches Australian Kindle store. Amazon has made a number of announcements about the expansion of its operations in Australia, announcing that the Australian Kindle store is now open and that a range of hardware is now available in Australia, both online and through retail partners. Firstly, on the Australian Kindle store, over 2 million ebooks are on offer, including 26,000 free English language titles. A range of current bestsellers in fiction, sports, cookbooks, and even graphic novels are available. Over 700,000 books are priced at $3.99 or less, and 1.4 million are priced at $9.99 or less. Hence the launch of Amazon.com.au website too.
I've always been into graphic novels because I like all the pictures, so that's good. I'm glad they got bits of everything for everybody, so I'm happy with that.
Finally, we get supported. I mean, you can't watch the Amazon Prime movies, unfortunately, but I think they've got Quick Flicks in there, which, of course, everybody loves so much.
Well, I think Quick Flicks is a lot better in the US than it is. Well, look, I haven't tried it for a little while, but I got a free month's trial, and I'll tell you, it was rubbish. It was rubbish. Yeah. Like,
they get the lovely Netflix, and we get Quick Flicks.
Yeah, that's right.
But there was something announced this week is that people who have TiVo Casper wallets with credit in there can trade it in for Quick Flicks credit or donate it to charity.
Oh, okay. Donate to charity. There you go. Well, woohoo. But yeah,
so I guess TiVo is definitely given up.
Yeah, well, I'd say you think they're finished.
Yeah.
What happens if you got a TiVo?
They've been dying a very long, slow death. Well, so long as they can keep up a stream for the TV guide, episode guide, you should be fine. You won't be able to watch any of the Casper stuff because I guess that'll be going away. But so long as they can, I don't know if they'll do a deal with Ice TV or something, but they need to get the episode guide from somewhere, and then your TiVo will just keep working anyway.
Yeah, I never
it's not like we had any decent support here.
Because you've got one, haven't you? You got TiVo?
Yep, sitting over there gathering dust.
Yeah, right. I never went for them because, this is going back a bit when they were first introduced, but you couldn't fast forward or something. Or you couldn't commercial skip.
Can't commercial skip in Australia.
Right. I know there was something, and I thought, well, that's a bit crazy. And that, plus they were 600 odd, weren't they? $600 or something.
Mine was about 8.
Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, when you're watching something, it'll go. You can fast forward up to 3 times, which is like 64 times speed or something.
Yeah.
But when you see the ad, through the ads, and when you see the ad finish, you press play. It will go back about 5 seconds so that it does start. You get really good at that. In fact, you almost have a game with your family. It's like, watch this, okay, play. Look at that. It started right at the start of Neighbours.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, well, I like the commercial skip. I got the Windows Media Center, and it skips 30 seconds every button press. And, you know, you just got to push it 6 times, and you really through the commercials in a second. It's so good. It's so good. Elop, old mate Elop, will bring Microsoft Office to Apple, Google, if named CEO, Microsoft CEO. Now, Stephen Elop would change Microsoft's long-standing strategy of using Office as a lure for Windows PC and mobile device sales if he's named to replace the departing Ballmer as chief executive. Now, Bloomberg reported this on Friday, so good on Bloomberg. They wouldn't tell us any lies, would they? And so, look, that's a big shift because they've resisted it going to other platforms. Remember, they were promising the Office on the iPhone for years, or on iOS for years, and it finally came, but you had to have a subscription to Office 365, which is probably okay, but it wasn't like a installable standalone Office product onto the iPhone. So it's, yes, good idea. Yeah, why not? I think Windows, you know, as an operating system, yeah, I don't know. I think there's, it could be running out of steam. Like not like in any time soon.
Well,
but...
their cash cows have always been Windows and Office. Office sells a lot, and they get a ton of money from that. So, you know, not putting it on other platforms is just letting money up on the table there.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. But then Microsoft's spokesperson, Frank Shaw, dismissed the accuracy of the report with a dash of sarcasm, quote, and saying, "We appreciate Bloomberg's foray into fiction and look forward to future episodes." It sounds like...
I mean, there's been screenshots all over the internet for like a year of an iPad with Office running on it. So it's there. They just haven't pressed the button that says publish this on the App Store.
Yeah. Someone else who hasn't pushed the button is Google for your Nexus, Jace. But HTC One is to get Android KitKat upgrade. HTC
Which
One...
I've also got, but it has to be approved by Telstra as well, of course, which means we'll get it a couple more months after that.
So, what, you've already got the KitKat?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I've got an HTC One, but the update would have to be approved by Telstra and then enabled on the phone after Telstra have tested all their apps and updated all their apps for it. So, I mean, it'll come out to HTC One, but we won't get it for a couple of months after that. And it was supposed to be rolled out to my Nexus 7 yesterday, but still waiting now.
Can't you? You could route the HTC though to put it on if you wanted.
Yeah, there was a release of a Google AOS version, which was just pure Google version of KitKat. Well, it was before KitKat for the HTC One. You would lose all the funky applications that HTC have made, but you could just stick that on your phone instead. And in which case you would have got a notification by now that KitKat is ready because it doesn't need to be approved by anybody. So it's up to you whether you would like to keep your funky camera apps and a couple other things that HTC do, or if you wanted to go with a pure Google experience and just install that, and then you would get all the updates as soon as they came out. So,
well, HTC...
Isn't there also... I saw it a couple of times and I thought, I won't add it because someone else will have it, where... what's that mob called that have their own mods?
Cyanogen.
Yeah, haven't they got something that's just been put in the Google Play Store? Haven't they got one of their latest mods that's based around 4.3 or 4.4, and it's actually an installer on the Google Play Store? I'm sure I saw it.
Geez, it wouldn't be on the Play Store.
Probably the clockwork mod.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely on the Play Store. It's a thing where you put something on your phone, you put a piece of software on your PC, you hook your phone up with your PC, and it's all kind of next. Kind of, it's a really, Cyanogen mod for dummies kind of thing.
We can't...
Look at that terrible thing on my screen there for my... Look at that. It still says it's up to date. Damn it.
And what's that? A Nexus what?
It's the Google Nexus 7.
Well, you need the Nexus 5 because they've already got KitKat.
They would, yep.
Yeah. So you two...
I think it's the only one.
Yeah. So HTC confirmed that owners of the Google Play edition of the One will be able to upgrade their handsets from the end of November, and Google Play edition S4 owners are also expected their upgrade. There is, however, no word on exact dates for Samsung Galaxy S4, Note 3, LG G2 owners to look forward to for the time being. So, ba-bow to you guys.
The Osdroid guys did today publish a page where they've got links to the actual firmware for KitKat for the Asus 7 tablets 2012-2013 versions. And you could download it and then download the Android kit and then plug it into your computer and upload it and do a bunch of funky stuff. It's like 12 steps to get it on there.
Yeah,
I
right.
might just wait till it officially comes through automatically over the air.
Well, it's going to be safer that way. Easier.
And I'm too lazy.
Yeah, and that too. All right. Now, yes, and Osdroid, that's a show on the Shoutcast, AussieTechRadio.com. So that's one of the shows every week. Jace, you got another story for us, please?
Sure do. Apple II DOS source code released by Computer History Museum. The Computer History Museum and Digibarn Computer Museum announced it is publishing the original DOS source code for Apple's 1978 Apple II. The Apple II was the first fully assembled computer with a monitor that Apple sold following the Apple I and originally retailed for $1,298 for the base model with just 4K of memory.
Ooh.
In April of 78, Steve Jobs and Shepardson signed a contract that would see Apple pay $13,000 for a file manager, a basic interface, and utilities. The source code being released today is scans of the original documents that Lawton kept over the last 30-plus years.
Yeah, wow.
Steve Wozniak soon created a brilliant hardware design for a floppy disk controller, but it needed software to organize the disk. On April 10, 1978, Bob Shepardson and Steve Jobs signed a $13,000 one-page contract for a file manager, and it specified that delivery will be May 15, which was incredibly aggressive, but amazingly, Apple II DOS version 3.1 was released in June 1978.
There you go. So Apple DOS 3.1. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I like. It's all printed on that pin feed paper too, with the every second line shaded a bit. So it's very dot matrixy, isn't it?
It's
very, very dot matrixy. So I wonder how long that was. Did it say? Sorry, in that article. I wonder how many pages or whatever. You know, like
it didn't say how many pages, but the guy who wrote it was a contractor for Shepardson Microsystems and wrote the DOS for Apple II in only 7 weeks.
Oh.
And Apple delivered it to eager customers on June of 1978.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. But yeah, so it's interesting to see all these, all this old stuff, and just because we all remember it, don't we? We all remember it.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago they released the source code for Mac Paint as well, and you could see how they did that way back in the day.
Oh, yeah, cool. Now, a new invisibility cloak has been designed. Wow. For those of you who are interested in invisibility and their cloaks, there's a new one. Now, let me find the graphic here. A new broadband invisibility cloak, which hides objects over a wide range of frequencies, has been devised. Now, this is a Professor Andrea Alou from the University of Texas at Austin. Our active cloak is a completely new concept and design aimed at beating the limits of current cloaks, and we should show that it does indeed. If you want to make an object transparent at all angles and over broad bandwidths, this is a good solution. We are looking into realizing this technology at the moment, but we are still in the early stages. Now, as with everything, I know we just gloss over probably a lot of these like stories, but if you want to dig deeper into the stories, there's links in the show notes. So if you go to the aussietechheads.com.au/podcast, you'll find a link to the show notes. So just go and have a look at them. They all link back to the original stories. So this and like for you guys on the audio, well, you'll probably be able to find a picture of it. Looks pretty good. I'll flash it up here again for everyone. But I mean, like,
you can pretend you're Harry Potter.
Yeah, like I got no idea how that is supposed to work. But like the guy does take on the background of where he's standing, but like seriously, how? If you stand in front of something, if there's no mirrors reflecting what's behind you, whatever, you know what I mean? How does that work? But anyway, maybe the little boffins have got their heads together and they've come up with something once again. They're smart little dudes, aren't they?
Magic! You're a wizard,
Oh,
Harry.
That's right. Maybe Harry left the formula laying around. Damn Harry. All right, Shane, what are you up to?
Hello.
Hello. Give us a story.
I was looking for that story about the cyanogen mod, and I found it's not the one that I found earlier, but seen it. I've got the story about the mod, so I'll just quickly read what I found. Cyanogen mod ROM installer now on Google Play Store. In a breakthrough for Android device customization, the team behind Cyanogen mod ROM has released an installer for their modified software on the Google Play Store. The app, which guides users through the process of downloading and installing the Cyanogen mod custom ROM, currently only supports phones and tablets from the Google Nexus lineup, as well as Samsung's Galaxy and HTC One series. While it's likely that more devices will be supported in the future, compatibility includes most popular handsets available, such as the Samsung Galaxy, and goes on, repeats itself. The installer requires a Windows PC and USB cable, prompting users through every step of the installation process, and it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah, so there you go. So you can do rooting your phone. Go and have a look at, just type in, what'd you Google? Cyanogen Play Store. That'll probably get you there.
Cyanogen mod installer, and yeah, it was I think it was the first story.
Cool. All right. Better give us another story from the notes as well, please, Shane.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. All
right.
They're good.
So I've got a fairly lengthy one about the history behind some of the tech names, or I can do the one about the CIA, or I can do the one about Snowden. Which one do you want me to do?
What about your face and name will appear in Google Ads?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Where did that go?
Because that's an important one. That's probably your first one.
Right at the top. Your face and name will appear in Google Ads starting today. Google has updated its terms of service, allowing the company to use your profile information in ads. That means your face, name, and personal details, which will start popping up all over your network. Yay! As we learned from Facebook fury into social ads, plenty of people don't like their face and name to show up in ads, so much so that they sued the company and they won. You can opt out by unchecking the box at the bottom of the of this page, like in the actual story, if you follow the link. You can also read more about the new terms of service here. Again, the link's been removed, but in the show note, in the actual story, it's got the link. But yeah, and it just repeats itself. You can opt out. So just be wary of it if you don't read the terms and service or the T's and C's, like nobody does. In this particular case, you're allowing Google to basically say that you endorse anything that they wish to advertise.
Well, I guess so. I don't think that how far can they get if Facebook got trounced so badly in the public arena? Like, how far do you think they can go? But like, I went into that story straight away when I read it and clicked on "Get me out of here" and untext it, and it goes, "Oh, your friends won't be able to follow you precisely and see what you've recommended." And I went, "Well, they can ring me." Like, geez, like because you don't know where it's going to come up. Like, well, I've got no real issues about it, but if I had a preference, I'd rather it not. So, yeah, that's my preference. Jace, preference? Yes, no, don't care. Don't care. Either way.
Next.
Okay. What about? Well, let me have a look and see what I've got. Let me go all the way back up the top here. Here's one here. Optus serves up throttle-free unlimited broadband, just as Will cancels with them. Oh dear.
Well, they've done it.
Now, Will is not here again tonight. He is changing broadband providers, and he's going to Sprintel. So he's finally getting rid of Optus, who was giving him grief over all this periods of time. So Sprintel, he hopefully... Spintel. And he must have had a lisp when he was talking to me. And so when next week, hopefully, he will be on the show. And if he's on the show next week, we know that the spin has worked. But Optus, getting back to the story, Optus has... now they've released a $135 monthly plan for their NBN package. It's a top tier. It's unlimited downloads. Crazy stuff, I know, on NBN as well. 100 megs down and 40 megs up. Optus customers can get unlimited broadband data with no throttling. So that's pretty cool. But as with everything, there's always the acceptable use policy, which applies to all plans. The Optus spokesman has told everyone, they're pretty clear that there's an acceptable use policy. That policy mostly seeks to stop users from sending spam, conducting illegal activities. However, it does not define as unreasonable any usage of the service that affects other customers' access to the network. Unlimited calling. Now, this is a biggie as well. Unlimited calling to local, national, and 13 and 1300 numbers. How's that grab you? So that's the first, because I think there's been a lot of complaints and a lot of anxiety about people calling 13 and 1300 numbers, especially to government departments, and they've been costing them money. It's 30 cents, but still, they all add up. If you have to ring the dole office every day, it all adds up, doesn't it? And Australian unlimited international calls to landlines in 25 countries, blah, blah, blah. Customers must sign a 2-year contract to get the unlimited plans. If you don't want to sign into a contract, well, you just ping them another $10 a month. And apparently you don't have to sign a contract. You could probably do the $10 for the first month, and if the service worked all right, we'll sign a contract and say $10 a month. That's how I'd be doing it. Yeah, so go and have a look at that if you're looking for NBN Optus broadband speeds. Jace, what else is going on in your part of the world? Anything?
Yeah, it's a Instagram scam that tricked 100,000 users into giving away their passwords. Insert your username and password, get free followers and likes. This is what tens of thousands of Instagram users thought was happening. More than 100,000 Instagram users fell for a bold, effective scam called Instant Like, an app that promised free likes and followers on the photo sharing platform. The app asked users to share their username and passwords after downloading, turning them into willing participants of a giant social botnet. After users signed up for the free app, InstaLike would begin liking random photos and following random users.
Sweet.
It also asked users to buy virtual coins to accrue more likes and followers, according to a new research by security firm Symantec. We don't steal your account, the app developers promised with the login screen, but that's exactly what they did. The app allocated 20 free coins per day to users. 1 like would cost you 1 coin, and 1 follower cost 10 coins. After those 20 daily coins, the user had to buy more with real money. The minimum purchase of 100 coins would set you back just $1, and if you referred another user to InstaLike, you would receive 50 free coins, encouraging users to create new players. The app included an auto-like feature that sent 500 likes to pictures with common hashtags in hopes of receiving likes in return or follow-backs. For 20 coins, the user could purchase a 1-day premium service that allowed him to send up to 1,500 likes and customize the target hashtags.
Well, that's very nasty, isn't it? Yeah.
And it got through the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store and was on there for a few months of each.
So it's been pulled by the
Yes.
by sounding of what you just said. Yes, it has. All these apps these days, they've all got. You start off with so many coins or whatever, then a bit of solitaire or whatever game it is, and you just got to buy more coins. Yeah, well, that's when I stopped playing them.
They want to be popular and have everybody like their stuff, but random likes for people you don't know don't really matter to people, and don't give away typing in your username and password into every little thing that you find.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I think why can't they follow like the Angry Birds model? You give a bit away for free, and you charge a bit more for more levels or however they did it. But look at that thing now. They got not just the game, but they got soft toys and like physical games and probably board games. There was a movie. Like that's just gone out of control. That game, it's gone out of control. It died off a bit of late. Haven't heard much.
And Revio was about to go bankrupt when they came up with the idea for that one.
They nearly went bankrupt.
Yeah, it was about their, I think, 52nd game that they'd released by Revio.
Oh.
And if Angry Birds didn't do any good, they were going to shut down the company because they'd run out of money and they were going bankrupt. But Angry Birds saved them and became a $1 million empire.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is doing well. And also your other story there, aspiring coders, Jace. That was quite interesting as well. Yes.
Inspiring coders hone their skills at Coder Dojo. In a bid to tap in the city's startup spirit, Brisbane City Council has launched a new program where kids can learn basic software development skills from volunteer mentors. It's called Coder Dojo, and it's a worldwide movement with clubs in more than 200 cities. Brisbane is the first in Australia to get on board. The participants aged between 7 and 17 help decide which programs they would learn. John, who runs it, says one 7-year-old girl was able to develop a simple computer game using Scratch in a minute. It looked like a pretty fun game, he says. The platform was so compelling for her, and she grasped the concept behind it so quickly, she was able to develop this simple game in 60 seconds. He says that some of the more advanced participants would also get exposure to the Python environment.
Oh, that's intense, isn't it? 7 years old. And doing like a little basic little game.
I started making games with my daughter. A while ago there was Google had a Android app creator program that was very simple. It was like Scratch, where you just drag this here, drag that there, put these together, click on this to say what this does and away it went. And we just made a little app. You can because it's not like the iPhone. If you enable third-party stuff, you can install anything on there really easy. So we just created this little program that had a picture of her favorite character, which was Pikachu. We just got from Google Images, and we found Pikachu.mp3 which would play a noise with Pikachu saying Pikachu, and then I showed her how to set it up so that when you touch on the Pikachu, he would say his name, and then uploaded it to my little old HTC Magic phone that I wasn't using anymore, and she made her own little game that way. So, and then since then we collaborated on a game called Fairy Defense, where she drew. I said because we had school holidays, and I was like, well, instead of just watching cartoons all the time and watching TV and stuff, why don't we do something interesting together? So I said, what if we come up with a game? So together we made up this game called Fairy Defense, and she drew a picture of a fairy. I drew a picture of a dragon, and then she drew some bonus points and pickups and things like this. And I just took photos of it with my iPhone that I had at the time, put it in the computer, and then digitized it with MS Paint and made it into the graphics for the game. Then we both used a microphone to make sound effects for the characters and uploaded into the game. And then we had this cool game where you had a fairy that you could move up and down the screen, and a dragon would come on and breathe fire across the screen. You had to duck out of the road, and then you use your magic wand to blast the dragon. And after a couple of hits, he would fall down, and a little bit later, another dragon would come on, and you just fight each other like that.
Yeah, right.
Really good, fun project for us to do together. And
that's excellent.
She was only 8 when we did that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, because good on you for doing that, because a lot of kids just sit and watch TV all school holidays, which is really bad. But
next school holidays, I'll put my kids on a plane and send them over to you.
Yeah. We had another holiday earlier this year. I think it was around Easter holidays, and I was showing her how to make plugins for Minecraft. So she made a couple of those, and we had fun doing that together. So
is she a tech head?
Get her into the geeky stuff. Yeah, she's like her favorite subject at school is computers, and she's the number one student in the class for it, of course.
Yeah,
Mum and Dad are both geeks, so what can you do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good. Yeah, good stuff. That's a good story. All right. So you could be a coder dojo. You are a coder dojo.
I am.
You are the dojo of coder.
Don't you know?
All right. Sensei, the dojo is actually the place they do it in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I learned that from Karate Kid.
That's right. Yeah, I learned that on Biggest Loser. All right. So what's the name? What's the tech name origin, Shane? Give us a couple of those, please. Where did the names of our well-known household tech gadgetry websites and all that? Where did they come up with these names, Shane?
I'll quickly rattle through a few. Bluetooth is apparently named after a Viking king called Harald Bluetooth. Was the Viking king of Denmark. Between 1958 and 1970, King Harold was famous for uniting parts of Denmark and Norway into one nation and converting the Danes into Christianity. Hence, Bluetooth being a connectivity thing.
Oh, yeah, right. I was going to say he probably had rotten teeth, and some colourblind bloke come up with Bluetooth. All right, next one.
No. eBay, the site would become eBay, which would become eBay, started life as Auction Web, which was part of a larger personal site run by former Apple software engineer Pierre Omidyar. I probably butchered that name. As Auction Web grew in popularity, Omidyar decided to spin it off into its own entity, which he wanted to call Echo Bay after the consulting firm Echo Bay Technology Group. Unfortunately, the echobay.com domain was already taken, so Omidyar shortened it to the available ebay.com.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Google, this is probably well known, well, part of the story is, at least anyway, the word Google, note the third O and the lack of the E, is a mathematical term for the number 10 to the 100th power, or 1 followed by 100 zeros. Sean Anderson misspelled the word Google when registering the name.
Oh,
hence
serious?
Google. Yeah.
Wow. He missed.
Yeah, they did some work, and they said the guy said, "Oh, who do I write out the check to you guys for?" And they said Google, so it goes Google. And
Yeah, okay.
they go, "Oh, we need to register a company with that name because we can't cash the check. Oh, let's just rename it. That sounds really cool anyway."
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, just serendipity all over the show, I suppose. Yeah, what's just quickly do that Amazon. That looks like a biggie, but can you briefly do that one?
Yeah, I can abbreviate. Founder Jeff Bezos said originally dubbed the company Cadabra, and as in abracadabra, but when his lawyer misheard the name as Godiva, as in dead person, Bezos decided the company needed a new, less morgue-friendly name.
Sounds
Bezos,
like, not Lady Godiva.
Yeah. Bezos was rummaging through the dictionary, dictionary's first chapter in search for a likely business name, and eventually settled on Amazon. Why? According to him, because it referred to the biggest river in the world, the biggest by a long shot. On a tangent, take a look at the subliminal messaging in the current Amazon logo, which isn't actually part of the show notes, which features a slightly askew smirk beneath the Amazon name. Note how the smirk resembles an arrow connecting the first A in Amazon with the letter Z, subliminally driving home the point the store delivers everything from A to Z.
Oh, really? There you go.
Yeah, have a look at the logo.
Yeah, that does too. Yeah, okay, cool. Now, how many of us remember Lady Godiva? That's I haven't heard of her for a long time. So probably all the old people on the panel here probably have heard of her. Shane probably hasn't. Shane, you heard of Lady Godiva, Shane?
Why are you singling me out?
Well,
All up older than me, surely.
Lady Godiva was the one who rode her horse naked through the town.
That's right.
See? I'd only heard of the name. I didn't know the story behind it.
And he was saying cadaver.
Yes.
The dead person.
That's right. Not Godiva. All right, Nintendo.
Let me go back up. Nintendo traces its roots back to 1889 with the company produced handmade playing cards painted on mulberry tree bark and used in a game known as Hanafuda or Hanafuda. Hanafuda is a game of chance. It dates back several centuries and is closely associated with gambling and the Yakuza. Indeed, the name Yakuza translates to 893, a losing hand in the blackjack-like game. The name Nintendo in Japanese roughly translates as leave luck to heaven or in heaven's hands. Okay. After trying its hand, excuse the pun, at numerous endeavors over the next century, the company eventually found its way into the toy industry. By the 70s, was a natural jumping off point into the beginning of the video game market, burgeoning video game market.
Yeah, right. So look, there's a couple more there in the show notes. There's Nokia, there's Sony, and look, just give us Sony because that's a pretty big company. We'll just quickly do the Sony, Yahoo, and Apple. That'll do.
Cool.
That'll be it anyway.
So Sony, in the first decade of its existence, the company went by the name Tokyo Toshunshi, you just wanted me to do this because you know I was going to stuff up these names. Toshunshi Yogyo, or in English,
Kogyo.
Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering Company.
Oh,
The company's
Lord.
founders felt that they needed to change its Japanese name if it was
really?
going to be successful to compete in the developed post-war markets of Europe and the United States. At the time, in those markets, made in Japan was synonymous with cheap junk. The company's founders
full
chose
circle.
the word Sony as a combination of the Latin word sonos, meaning sound, and I'm guessing that's where the sound system Sonos got its name from, and the common American colloquialism "Sonny Boy."
Sonny Boy. Was he in the Waltons? No, that's Jim Boy. Jim Bob.
John
Boy.
John
John
Boy.
Boy.
Night, John
Mary
Was
Boy.
he the one with the dot on his cheek, with the wart on his cheek, or whatever it was, a mole
Yeah.
or whatever it was?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember the Night, John
Yeah.
Boy. All right.
Tall, lanky one.
Yeah.
You want me to do Yahoo?
Yeah, do Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Seriously, do Yahoo.
The company began as a hobby. Stanford Uni student, PhD candidates David Philo and Jerry Yang kept a list of their favorite sites. As the list began to grow, include categories and subcategories, the pair realized that they might have a service that would be useful to early web surfers. It was originally a matter-of-factly called Jerry and David's Guide to the World Wide Web. The pair eventually decided on the fun exclamation enlivened brand Yahoo, which was acronymed to encompass yet another hierarchical officious oracle. The full name lacking the explanation point at this for some reason.
Yet another
And Apple-
hierarchical officious
Officious
oracle. My goodness.
I think it was a Jive Oracle at the time because Oracle was obviously
Yeah.
a big database kind of company.
Yeah, right. And finish up, with Apple, please.
All right, so this is another one that people probably know part or most of the story of. As Jobs and Wozniak were mulling over a name for their nascent company, Jobs had just returned from a visit to the communal Apple farm. Off the cuff, he proposed the name Apple Computer. The term, he explained to Isaacson, who wrote the biography, sounded fun, spirited, and not intimidating. Apple took the edge off the word computer. Plus, it would get ahead of Atari in the phone book.
That's right. Some would say the poison fruit, and some wouldn't. All right, let's probably look. There's more there's a couple more stories in the show notes. So if you want to have a look at those, go to the webpage and suss those little guys out. Probably the only other thing I probably should mention, if you're interested, is IE11 has come out for Windows 7. Microsoft has extended access to the latest version of Internet Explorer, which previously only came to the 8.1 platform. But now it's available to Windows 7. So jump on that. If you want Windows Internet Explorer 11, you can go get it from the Windows download or Windows update. Or if you go to the Microsoft site or follow links in the show notes, you'll be able to download it from there. But, fair income, you're going to get it from the update site. That's the easiest. And install it. And, whiz, bang, whibbity-doo. You got IE11. Okay. I think that's it. Are you guys all pretty much done? I know there's
Sounds good.
other stories there, but if you really have a hankering to get them out, you let me know. But other than that, I think we'll wind up for another week. Cool. Good stuff. All right.
The only other thing I wanted to say was thanks to Stuart for sending me the photo of the Endeavour. And obviously I got the email and got the suggestions about how we can improve the show. And I believe Glenn got a copy of the email too. So, yes.
I did.
Thanks again, Stuart.
I did. I saw the big thing. That was good. Big, whatever it was. Space shuttle. Yeah, look huge. It was good. All right. If you want to contact us, contact me. We've all got Twitters. Jace is at Warlock, WAULOK. Shane is at Shane with a Y, 1973. I'm at Glenn, 2 N's Goodman. And also the show at Aussie Tech Heads. If you want to email us, it's email who we are at aussietechheads.com.au. Don't forget the web hosting. and also whatever else that's there on the website. Just check it out. Don't forget the Aussie Mac Zone Tuesday night, and also in iTunes. The paper, aussietechheads.com.au/paper, delivered twice a day if you subscribe to it. Chucked right into your little iPad or your little iPhone or your little desktop browser, wherever you want to go for that thing. It's pretty good. Doesn't just have text stories. It's got a hunk of everything else. It's got videos and everything. It's just like a cool little newspaper. You just don't have to pay anything for. It's free. So that's cool. And
some free apps as well.
And some free apps. Is there free apps in there? I didn't know that.
On our Facebook.
Oh, yeah, that's right. On the Facebook. It takes me a while, Jay. It's a bit slow on Thursday nights. But yeah, you can also like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads and YouTube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. But in the Facebook, Jace puts up a Android app of the day, and I'll put up iOS app of the day. And there was a good one today. There's, if you're leaving school or whatever, there was a resume maker. And I think that was
nice.
Yeah, it was normally.
I saw that one.
Yeah. Oh,
Shane can use it.
Yeah, I normally like $8 or something, $7.90 or something, but today it was for free. So I hope you jumped on board that one because that's a good little score. So if you're in need for something like that, so why not all school kids jump on that, because next year, year 12ers, next year, wide world, you'll be needing something like that. All right.
You young fellas.
Young fellas, I don't know how good they've got it these days, do they, Jace? They got no idea. All right, that's about it for us for another week. So thanks for joining us. Thanks, Jace. Thanks for coming in.
See you around.
Thanks, Shane. Thanks for coming in. You can go back to the beach now.
No worries, here, boys.
All right, good stuff. And thanks for downloading us or watching us on YouTube, and we shall see you for another episode next week. Until then, bye for now.